And a good day, all of you. John Henderson, Pierre the Beverage Ramble, back again with you. Another rambling edition today. Bosun Hazy IPA, 6.1% ABV. This is sold at Trader Joe's. I've tried the other two IPAs. I've had their double, and also I've had their hazy. Their American IPA. I picked this up. It was about $1 a can. Trader Joe's. It was all single, so thankfully, I think the beer goes for $4.99 or $5.99 for a 6-pack. So they don't have them in 12 packs from what I've seen compared to the other beers that they have in 12 packs. The Simpler Times Lager and the Simpler Times Pilsner. So here's what the hazy IPA looks like. So yeah, they give it a B, about a C plus score on Beer Advocate, 3.1 out of 5 on Untappd. So now I've probably completed most of the Bosun IPAs they have. I'm sure they'll have another one pop up one day. So well, take that back. Yeah, 3.87 out of 5. So that's when Beer Advocate did the number scores, and then they did the averages, 1 out of 5, and then they went back to doing the numbers again. So the 1 out of 5 grading scale, 1 out of 5 grading scale in between, then back to the 70s or 80s, whatever scoring average they did. So definitely smell of citrus. Definitely the hint of there was some mosaic hops and citrus hops, definitely as is described in the can. Smells pretty decent. 6.1%. I wouldn't say hazy. I guess this would be considered sessionable. Like most IPAs I'm looking at nowadays as a sessionable one, especially from the 4% all the way up until maybe 6.8, right hit to the 7%. I'm looking at it as more sessionable versus the Imperials or double IPAs or the double dry hop IPAs, which tend to be a little more stronger. So right going to the 8, close to the 9 range. So let's have at it. Decent, clean. I was going to do it outside, but the pollen has been everywhere today. I mean, just, everywhere, and I'm just not, going to do it. Of course, this is the season now. Things really get a little interesting for me from winter into spring, and definitely then from summer into the fall. The air is very dry and everything else, and, so I know I'm going to feel the effects of it this evening, so I'm definitely going to, already prepared, have my date with Benadryl, so I'm going to be okay. Not too bad. It's just good. It's flavorful, A little pine finish going down in the end. A bit malty. Not much, but a little bit. But, for a decent, regular, average price IPA, this is all right. You've seen all my videos already about a lot of these beer companies, contracting, doing their own thing. Trader Joe's, Aldi's, and Lidl are more. Most of the stuff is being transported over from Germany and other parts of part of the European Union, European nations. But most of these beers I'm getting all contracted through. Are brewed at Wisconsin Joseph Brau Brewing Company. There's no such thing as Trader Joe's Brewing Company, folks. So whatever they say that's not true. So, and again, you've heard my story that when I first finally went to a Trader Joe's, I thought the place was expensive, woo-woo. But actually, it's been very, very reasonably priced in terms of the things I bought. Not just beers, but also groceries. The meats, obviously, with everything going on right now, inflation and recession and all that crap. Not recession, but the inflation and everything that's been happening, and how beer, everything has gone up, food, grocery shopping. But actually it's been about reasonably priced. So I've been quite impressed with what I've seen from that company. So anyway. Probably decent. Again, nothing I've had has been bad. There's actually a story. I think I posted on the last two or the other reviews I've done that's been beers from Trader Joe's. I put a link down at the bottom about all the beers. They've ranked it from different people who've reviewed all these beers. Different reviews. YouTuber reviewer, beer reviewers on YouTube, or even those people who've written comments on different beer sites, whether it be Beer Advocate, Untap, this beer site, that beer site, whatever, giving their opinions about some of their Trader Joe beers. And they did a listing of all the beers, and this was ranked right in the top 5. So I can see why. I mean, it's not bad. It's not, again, it's a good 6.1%. Yes, maybe it's a little bit of a bite, but I look at it just from a personal viewpoint as more of a sessionable IPA, not your sessionable ones 4.5% and higher. But I kind of look at it in that same viewpoint. Good, not overly heavy, not overly strong, good flavor, not overly light. Also, if you want the light ones, go for the 4.5%. 4.5%, like the Sweetwater. It was the Halfway IPA, which is like 4.5, or the All Day IPA by Founders. Those are more sessionable, lower ABV. The 6.1% is kind of in between. But my viewpoint, I look at it as a sessionable. So again, these companies, these companies like Trader Joe's, Cost Plus, World Market, you name them, they get in agreements, which has been going on. These things have been happening now for almost 4 decades. We want to get into with the distilleries and the vineyards and the breweries. We want to put our name on this. We want a beer that we can be proud to say is sold, and that this is our name, and our name reputation's on it. Some have delivered, some have not delivered. But also, you'd be surprised that maybe also finding out that some of these beers might be sold in other countries, same style beer, but probably sold under another name, whether it be here in the States, at maybe a Trader Joe's, if we go to some Albertsons or a High Five, or this grocery store or that grocery store, or this, regional chain of stores, they'll say, blah, blah, blah beer, or blah, blah, IPA. It's like, this tastes like this IPA that I've had, or this IPA. So it's known to happen. When I did the Trader Jose, people, come to find out that from that beer was probably named under another that sold in Mexico. So it happens, guys, but for what reason, I don't know why, but it does happen. But anyway, for the price, again, $5.99, $4.99, depends where you live. This is for a 6-pack. This is pretty good for an IPA. I mean, there's nothing really bad about it. I don't think it's the greatest thing, but it's all right. So, not going to go long. I will go with about C+, close to a B. Well, C+, B- right there. So about a 7.9 or 8. That's where the range I will go with this one. So I think that's a pretty good score for this hazy IPA. Bosun, sold at Trader Joe's, brewed by Joseph Brau Brewing Company, or it might be Minhas Brewing Company. And they do contract brews with different companies. Guinness, different beer companies, whether it be Guinness or this or that, and they tell them, hey, you make sure that our thing tastes, because we got this contract with us. You make sure it's on point. And then they'll do things for other stores that are sold, other stores that are good, and others that are just, why would you make this just trash of a beer or whatever product that is? But anyway, so I'm gonna go with that score 7. This is a 8. B minus. A good, not great, but a good hazy IPA. So that is the score for the Bosun Hazy IPA. Check it out. Try it. John Henderson Pierre, the Beverage Ramble. Team, keep on watching as always. Cheers, live, laugh, and love. Bosun Hazy, 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 hazy days of spring, summer.